Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about the elf on the shelf.
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hello and welcome back to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about the elf on the shelf. What is the elf on the shelf? You know, growing up, I didn't have this book or this idea, and the idea is there's an elf that comes during Christmas time. If you're unfamiliar with this, maybe you guys didn't have it. I think it's 25 years old, so any parents maybe in their 30s or early 40s like myself may not have heard of this growing up, but the elf comes and he's magical or she's magical, and they end up appearing right after Thanksgiving or at the beginning of December. At least in our house, it's usually December 1st. And this shelf and the idea of the elf, and I haven't read the book yet this year because I've read it so many years, and the idea is that this elf shows up in a random spot in the house and lays still and watches your child and what he or she is doing. And each night it goes off to the North Pole and reports to Santa whether or not your child has behaved. And the magic of it is you cannot touch the elf. That's one of the rules. Cannot change or touch the elf. So we hide it high in the house. And we've been doing this now for, today is, like the 8th or the 9th? So a little over a week now. And every day my 8-year-old gets really excited about the elf. And now he shows his brother, let's look for the elf in the morning. Where's the elf? Where did it go? The challenge with the elf on the shelf, I'll tell you, in our household, parents, and you may have it in your, I don't know jack about parenting. I just know at the end of the day, I'm tired. And at the beginning of the day, I'm even more tired. And even whether or not I get a good night's rest or not, the elf on the shelf is something that I need to remind either my wife or I. We're like, did you change the elf? Yeah, I changed. Did you change the elf? Yeah. Well, this morning it was one of those days where neither one of us changed the elf, and my son went looking, and where does he look first? He looks first to see if the elf moved. And the dang elf did not move. And he goes, it's in the same spot. I didn't even look. I go, well, is he in the same exact position? Maybe he liked that spot. Maybe he had a keen eye on you and your brother. What do you think? And he goes, you know what? He was sitting over to the right, and now he's kind of slumping over to the left. He did move. And I was like, oh, okay. That worked, if it did or it didn't. But the idea of this elf watching your child, and your child is being well behaved, and your child knows that the elf is looking, and whenever the child's misbehaving, saying, hey, look, you just made your list. Santa's not only checking it twice, but he's getting information from the elf each and every single day. So, I can't do anything. You got a spy. He's got a spy here for you, and you need to behave. Otherwise, you're not going to get the things that you desire. And it's not going to be my fault. It's going to be your fault because you made a list. He checked it twice, and the elf told whether or not you were being good. So I suggest, if no other month out of the year, during Christmas, during the holiday season, you must be on your best behavior. I love the idea. I love the concept. I love, as we talked earlier in the year about traditions, this is a tradition that has happened in our household for some time now. And it's just really exciting to watch the kids grow into it. I'll tell you, the challenge now, my wife doesn't believe my son believes in Santa. He's questioning and asking a few questions, but I believe at some level, he may be questioning, but there's still belief in there for him. So the elf on the shelf helps continue that tradition as long as we can hang on to it. So, look, I don't know jack about parenting. I just know messing with our kids about Santa and elves and all those other things are fun and exciting as long as we can. And it's magical, right? So, I like answering his questions in ways that I'm not lying, right? I ask a lot of questions back. Dad, is there really a Santa Claus? Do you believe there's a Santa Claus? Well, I kind of like, well, wouldn't it make sense this and that and the other? And we just ask questions and hopefully circle it back to where he's still believing. But I also look forward to, and I've shared this in an early one, I look forward to the day that we have the discussion. He's slightly disappointed, or he's kind of like, I knew it all along. And I'll be like, yeah, that's because you're a smart kid, but it was cool to think there was a Santa Claus. And it was cool to get excited and put cookies and milk out, and you get to do that and continue that magic for your little brother. So I'm actually looking forward to that conversation, but at the same time, I want him to enjoy the magic as long as he can. We'll see you in the next episode.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.